Rugby is best when it feels personal. And how much are you looking forward to the Bulls against the Sharks? Obviously a place in the URC final and a chance to still go ahead and go on and win some silverware. That's the ultimate prize, but it feels so much more personal than that. There are so many players that are going head to head in national team battles. They could be effectively fighting for a Springbok jersey in club colours. This is going to be intense. Well, last I'd heard, it was pretty much sold out at Loftus Versfeld as well. I've witnessed that atmosphere when that stadium is full. It is wild. It's sea level against altitude, but it is BOK against BOK, and the teams are stacked. Although, of course, when the teams came out, you will have noticed that one of the first bits of news was no Eben Etzebeth. And the Sharks are having to dip down into their kind of backup locks. That could be significant when you're coming up against a Bulls pack. I'll give some thoughts. I'm going to go head to head, position by position, and tell you who I would pick in a combined 23-man squad. I'm going to have to do that just by afterwards. I'll put the picture up at the end, because I'm in the middle of the Cotswolds at the minute, which it's beautiful around here. It really is lovely. But yeah, I'm stopping on my journey to do this video. I cannot wait. So Eben Etzebeth he was an absolute colossus last week, and he went for the full 100 minutes and was giving it as much welly in the last minute as he was in the first. So that is an absolutely giant, and that could be the difference between the Sharks going through to a final and the Bulls going through to another final. So the matchups across the park, you have got, the first one, it's worth the admission price on its own. Ox and Che up against Wilco-Louw. As Ox and Che says, salads don't eat scrums. I don't think either of them have had a salad in their life. Pure protein all the way. For them, chicken is salad. Oh, that matchup's going to be amazing. The first scrum, I can just imagine the noise is going to be intense. Villy Leroux against Apalele Fassi. You've got the veteran who's still got a few tricks up his sleeve, and Villy Leroux is quick in mind. Apalele Fassi, fleet of foot, absolutely rapid. What is going to be on top? I just think in tight matches, either one of them could be the difference maker, because Apalele Fassi, just when there's an opportunity, he's got the wheels to take it. Equally, in tight, tense games, that rugby brain of Villy Leroux could be so massive. Kanan Moody opposite Mapimpi, again a veteran against an apprentice. Master against the apprentice. Cameron Hanekom against Sia Khaleesi. How good? How good? Again, Master versus apprentice. Could they both be in the South Africa back row together in just a few weeks' time? Matchups all over the park. You've got a couple of, look at all of the hookers, in fact, in the Bulls side. Akker van der Merwe and Grobbelaar both feeling they've got a point to prove. Well, they're up against one of the guys that is in the squad and the guys that's won 2 World Cups, Bongi and Banambi. Everywhere you look, it is stacked. I can't wait. So, going through the team, 1 to 23 with my pick. Ox and Che up against Jan Hendrik Wessels. Ox and Che every day and twice on Sundays. Grobbelaar against Mbonambi. Wilco-Louw against Vincent Koch. Koch's got 2 World Cup medals to his name, but I'm going Wilco-Louw. And he could be the tight head prop for the 2027 World Cup when the Boks are going for a 3-peat. So that's 2 Sharks and a Bull in the front row, although they're all really, really good. Second row, I do think this is significant. I would pick both of the Bulls locks ahead of the Sharks locks. The Bulls Van Heerden alongside Cobus Wiese, and I do think without Jenkins, without Etzebeth, that does feel big. That does feel big. And when you add to the fact that the Bulls have got Ruan Nortje in the back row now, they have got that line-out threat as well. Not that the Sharks are bad there at all, by any means, but just the Bulls can properly attack them there. In terms of the back rows, I would go, I can't believe I'm saying this, with the great and powerful Sia Khaleesi, but I think I would pick, in every case, the Bulls. I would go Marcel Coetzee over Venter, although I really like Venter. He puts it about. Chichuka, he could make me regret this choice, but Ruan Nortje, the line-out work, his engine, but Chichuka just does some awesome things. And I would go Hanekom ahead of Khaleesi. I'd go Khaleesi in the 6 jersey if he was there, but he's not. He's in the 8 jersey, so I'm picking Hanekom. So that is 6 Bulls in the front row, in the pack, sorry. Let me know what you think in the comments. As for the back line, well, it's a bit of a shift because I've gone very sky blue in the pack, quite black in the back line. The 2 Hendrickse twins, I'll put them both in ahead of their opposite number, and I do think they're going to be significant. Like the Sharks can cut loose when they want to. They've got the talent, the wheels out wide, but the control in big matches is going to be what's important, and the kicking game of the pair of them is probably the one thing. I mean, Jaden Hendrickse could do with speeding the ball up away from the deck a little bit, and with the threat that the Bulls are going to put on the breakdown, that's going to be one of the challenges for the Sharks. Can Jaden Hendrickse get the ball away and quickly enough that means that Esterhuizen and Am can get on the front foot? I mean, well, of course Andre Esterhuizen can get on the front foot, and I would pick him at 12 again in a heartbeat over Vorster, good as he is. And I'd probably go for Am. Am didn't have his best game last week, but he's Lacanio Am. So David Creel I think is great, and maybe unlucky not to be in the wider box squad, but yeah, I go for Am. On the wings, Mapimpi over de Klerk. So that's all Sharks so far, isn't it? I would put Kane and Moody in against Ethan Hooker, although that is maybe more on reputation than form as well, because Ethan Hooker was so good last week. And as for the fullback, I'd have to go Villy LaRue. Apolele Fassi he's a game changer, but Villy LaRue, that rugby brain, tight game, when things really matter, I go for him. And I would say on the bench, I think it's an even split. I like the Sharks front row replacements. They were outstanding last week. But then, and Lorenzo Julius is dynamite, but Janus Kirsten, Marco van Staden, the Bulls have got some beef. They have got some proper beef on the bench. And as for the result, Etzebeth was in, and I think maybe you're talking it's much, much closer. I just think that beef that the Bulls have got is going to be significant and is going to win the day for them narrowly. But game on. Let me know what you think.